30.76 grams. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and measure the thickness in multiple areas. I'm gonna do it here. 0.11. Do it here. 0.09. Let's do it here. 0.13. So we'll call it 0.1 millimeters is the thickness of the cover, right? So next thing I'm going to do is measure the width and the length of the book. .4 centimeters on the top. You have to remember this is not exactly flat because they have these wrinkles will be flattened some more. So 37.1 centimeters in the middle and keep it as flat as you can when you do this. Okay, and then 37 centimeters at the bottom. So 37, 37.4, 37.1, we're talking about 37.2 average, right? 30.7.2 average for the width, and then the length is going to be 26 centimeters and 26 centimeters. So 26 centimeters for the length. You write this out and you get the area, right? 1.5 centimeters wide by 1.5 centimeters in length. So it's basically a square that is 1.5 by 1.5. And this loss here is 1 centimeters in length by 3/4 centimeters in width. All right, so now that we have some dimensions, let's figure out how much fiber we need and so on, right? So we know that the mass is 8.76 grams. That's how much the cover weighed. We know that the length was 26 centimeters. We know that the width was 37.2 centimeter was the average. So that gives you an area of, multiply 37.2 by 26, you get an area of 967.2 centimeters squared. But since you have losses, especially this small loss here and this big loss here, then we have to subtract the areas of the loss from the area of the cover, right? So the area of this loss was 2.25 centimeters squared, and the area of this loss, which was 1 centimeters by 0.75, was 0.75 centimeter squares. So if you do this subtraction, you get the area of the actual area of the cover to be 964.2 centimeters squared. So can we now get the GSM? Yes, we can. All you have to do is divide the weight or the mass of the cover by its area and convert this to meter squared by multiplying, by dividing this by 10,000, right? So what you can do is do 8.76 grams, right, times 10,000 divided by 964.2, and that's the GSM that you will get, which works out to be 90.85 grams per meter squared. So that's the weight of the cover, or the GSM, or the grammage of the cover, is 90.85. Next thing we have to figure out is how much fiber should go here and how much fiber should go here. And this is the GSM of area 1. I'm sorry, the amount of fiber of area 1 is going to be the area of this area 1, which is 2.25 centimeters squared, divided by 10,000 to convert it to metric, multiplied by the GSM, which is 90.85. And the area here gives you 0.02 grams of fiber is what is needed to go in here. For area 2, it's going to be the same thing again, 0.75 in this case, divided by 10,000, multiplied by 90.85, and you get 0.01 grams of fiber. Rounded, right? And if you use the paperweight application, you get the same results. So here we're launching the application, picking the area, putting in the GSM, 90.85. Then the first area is 2.25, and you get 0.02 grams. Second area was 0.75 centimeters squared, and you get 0.01 gram. Okay, so now we know we need 0.02 grams of fiber in area 1. We know we need 0.01 gram of fiber in area 2. And the question is, how much fiber should I add to the entire spine and to the entire edges of the cover? So to do this the right way, we have to figure out first how to make our pulp recipe. So the pulp recipe I'm going to make, which is our furnish, is going to be 2 grams of paper or fiber, right, in 200 mils of water. And I have already the fiber weighed and in water, and I have it in water now. I've had it in water now for a few days. I need to change the water clearly and boil it. But I have 1.2 grams of abaca, 0.4 grams of cotton linter, and 0.6 grams of tone tanned artist paper. So it's almost 50% cotton, 50% abaca, right? That's what the recipe is. All right, so if I have 2 grams of fiber, right, in 200 mils of water, and I have area 2, right, area 2, for example, here, that needs 0.01 gram of fiber. How much of this will I need to pipette into area 2 to achieve the 0.01 gram of fiber, right? So let's figure it out. So if you have 2 grams per 200 mils, that means each mil, right, of that will be how many grams? 1 times 2 divided by 200. 2 divided by 200, 200 is 1/100 or 0.01 gram, right? So every mil of this is going to give me 0.01 gram, meaning that 1 mil of the solution I'm going to be making of the furnish is going to have in it exactly 0.01 gram of fiber that will go in here, right? And this area we said requires 0.02 grams, so I will need 2 mils of my solution to go in here, right? The remainder of the book doesn't have the losses. I mean, there is a loss here that will require some accurate furnish. We can figure this one out later, but most of it is there, right? So it's just a matter of supporting the spine at this point. And I figured if we do 1/4 of the area required, right? So if this is the area of 1 centimeter by 26 centimeters, right? So say the spine is 26 centimeters squared. So 26 centimeters squared, typically you will need quite a bit of pulp to support it, right? The spine will require 26 divided by 10,000 times the GSM, which was 90.85, and that gives you 0.24 grams of fiber required. It's quite a bit of fiber, right? So if we do a quarter of this is going to give us 0.06 grams of fiber in the spine area. So the whole spine will get 0.06 gram of fiber for support. And if that's the case, then I will need to pipette 6 mils of the solution, right, of the furnish to the entire spine area to get it supported, right? But clearly there are some areas will need more, probably, perhaps slightly more, right? So those areas, when I get to them, that's where your artistic sense comes in, and you could figure out how much you need to add to those missing areas, right? But it's really pretty good match right now. It's well matched here, as you can see. So we'll do the 6 mils of the furnish that will go here, here, and to the side, right, over here. And then as far as the width of the book, 37.2 centimeter should receive about 8 mils of the furnish. So we have, the equation is, how much fiber do you need for an area of 37.2 centimeters squared, right? We have to divide it by 10,000 to get meters squared to give us a GSM of 90.85. So to do this, you multiply 90.85 by 37.2 and you divide it by 10,000. So that gives you gives you 0.34 grams. So that means if you divide this by 4, we don't want the full amount to go in here. 0.34 grams to go in here would be too much. It'll give you double the thickness of the bottom and the top. So we have to use 1/4 of that. So 1/4 of that will give you 0.09 grams of fiber. So we're talking about if every 0.1 mil, sorry, every 1 mil is 0.01 gram, 0.09 is going to be 9 mils of furnish. So 9 mils of furnish is going to go in here. 6 mils of furnish is going to go in here, here, and here. And 9 mils of furnish is going to go in here. And then these spots will get their respective calculated amount of 0.2 of 0.02 and 0.01 grams of fiber, which works out to 2 mils here and 1 mil here, right? So that's it.